Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to come and talk about my first trimester signs and symptoms of twin pregnancies. I am expecting twins and I am currently at my second trimester. So I think we're qualified to talk about the first trimester signs and symptoms now. So we first found out we were expecting at 4 weeks and our first ultrasound was at 7 weeks. Morning sicknesses didn't start until week 7. Just before it actually started, I was like telling everyone, everyone was like, oh, are you feeling nauseous and this and that? And I was just like, no, nothing. And everyone's like, oh, you're so lucky, like you're probably not going to even get it, because usually at 10 weeks morning sicknesses sort of just stop, so you don't have to worry about it. And I was quite excited about it. I did wanted to sort of have the full experience of being pregnant, so it was kind of sad that I didn't get it. But then as soon as 7 weeks and I think 3 days, the morning sicknesses part started, and it was just awful. I was feeling nauseous every time I would brush my teeth. Every time I brushed my tongue, I would just gag, and it was pretty bad. But the only food that actually made me feel really nauseous was chicken. It was chicken for sure. Anything else I could just eat. If I didn't feel like eating, then I just wouldn't. For some reason though, I'm not a big eater, so before being pregnant, I love food. But after pregnancy, I think that has sort of slowed down a bit. While I was going through my morning sickness period, I had mainly just toast, butter, and Vegemite. That was my go-to. I would have 4 slices of that in the morning, and then 4 slices of that just before I went home after work. Which was in the evening. I wasn't really big on food. There's nothing really that I was craving, other than if I had the occasional sweet stuff or something like that. The other thing is, so at week 6, I believe that's my first symptom that actually came in, is at week 6 I started feeling growing pains, which is the kind of pain that you feel when you're first when you first start getting your breasts in, and you're in that teenage stage, and the slightest touch hurts. That's sort of what it felt like. But in this case, it hurts more in the nipple area. I think that started at 6 weeks. I started feeling that my nipples were growing and they were expanding. I don't really know how to explain it, but other than the fact that it just kept on spreading out. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and one of the other big ones is sense of smell. I think around week 8 I had really strong sense of smell, which some I could take, some I just had to get out of. I remember this one time I went to the grocery shop and there were these teenage boys, pretty sure they just finished some sort of sport practices, and they reeked of sweat, and I just couldn't. I had to run out of that aisle. I just couldn't take it. Nothing against people who sweat, but it was just I couldn't take it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And the other thing is, your desire for intimacy is very, very strong, I would say. I for me, it was very, very strong. But me and my partner, I think more than me, it was my partner who was very worried about, because the doctor did mention to us that the first trimester is, we should be very careful because it's very fragile. You can miscarry and things like that. So we were very, very careful the first trimester, and as soon as that finished, we started becoming intimate again. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So if you guys have any questions, again, everyone's body is different and everyone's experience is different, so it might be that you won't feel the same things that I did. But if you do have any questions, I am on my second trimester now, so I can answer anything I know on the fact of the first trimester, but I would say seek professional help for anything that you are worried about, because friends and families and anyone else that you ask just can tell you about their experiences, but whereas health professionals and like people who actually know what they're doing, they can tell you like, you know, actual facts. So I think that's pretty much it. The other, I would say, last piece of advice is if you are having twins, if you know what set of twins, because there's 4 types of twins. There's mono di, di, and conjoined twins. So depending on what type of twins you have as well, the information that is given online is very, very scary. So if you are worried, or if you want to do your research, I would say speak to doctors first, because I did the silly thing of actually going on Google and typing in mono twins, which was what we were told that we were going to have at first. On our 7-week, sonographer said he's not sure, but it looks likely to be mono twins, which are sharing the same placenta and same amniotic sac. I did all that research on mono twins as soon as I went home, and it was really bad. I was going through so many emotions at the time. Like, we tried so hard to have this baby, and then like you find out you're having one of the riskier pregnancies, and it's just not worth worrying about when we found out at 13 weeks that's not even the case. So at 13 weeks, we found out by the ultrasound that we were having mono-di twins, which means they're sharing the same placenta but different amniotic sacs. Again, coming with their own risks. They have risk of blood transfusion and a risk of underdevelopment, given the circumstances that one of the twin is most taking more nutrients from the placenta than the second twin can. So there's definitely their own sets of risks coming with each pregnancy, but yeah, we're just going through that. So the hospital decided that we should be doing, just to keep monitoring the twins as well, we should be doing ultrasounds every 2nd week. So after the 19th week, we started doing that. So 19, 21, 23, and so on. Once you have been assigned to a hospital, the GP is kind of getting out of the picture, and you're having more regular appointments with your hospital. And I'm not sure how that works for anyone else, but for me, my GP said I don't have to come back to them if there's any issues, just to contact the hospital. I do know some mums who are sort of the same weeks pregnant as I am, but expecting one baby, are still going to their GP instead of going to the hospital, and they still have to pay for their ultrasounds privately, and it's not done by the hospitals. So yeah, I think that's all the information. It's kind of covering the first step of the 2nd trimester, because it's 13, 14 weeks, but that's the update so far.